So you struggle to identify the difference between that break of structure and that change of character, and you're not sure how to apply this into your analysis. This is where I'm going to help you solve that problem and how to identify them correctly, and also how it can help you to find a better trade setup. So when it comes to identifying a break of structure in the market, it's quite simply used when you're looking at a market trend, whether it's a bullish trend or a bearish trend. If we have a bullish trend in the market, you'll be looking for that break of structure to continue in the upside. And when you have that bearish trend, you'll be looking for the continuation to break structure to the downside. Now this is where many traders struggle to identify the difference between that break of structure and the change of character. Now the change of character is going to show you a trend reversal in the market. Let's have a look at the chart now quickly, and we'll go through some examples of how you can identify the break of structure and that change of character in the markets. So we're on the US dollar index. I'm going to use this pair as an example to show you the break of structure and those change of characters. So first, let's look at a break of structure and what that actually looks like. So once we identify the market's trending, we can see the market creates this higher low, new high, higher low. Now, once we see this new high formed, we're looking for the market now to make a new higher low with breaking through this level. Once we break through this level, that is your break of structure. So once we actually continue up here in the market, that's going to be your break of structure. Let me just actually use a different level. So this is going to be your break of structure to the upside. This is where we're then going to leave an area of demand right here in the market. So once you understand this is a uptrend, you're looking for the break of structure to leave an area of demand. We continue up, you break structure here again, and it leaves a new area of demand. We continue up in the market, we break structure here again, and it continues to leave me an area of demand. You can see the market does this all the way up until we get to this last area here. We do just break structure here to the upside, which does leave me an area of demand. Now, in any trading strategy, you're not going to win every time. And this is where you're going to take a losing trade. If you're looking to take a trade out of this area of demand, this is where you're going to take that losing trade. But once you understand the change of character, changing trend, this is going to then give you the opportunity to look for the opposing trade direction to make up for that losing trade. So once we've seen this area of demand being removed, we then know we can draw out an area of supply. And the area of supply will be here in the market. And we can also identify to the downside here is our break of structure. Hey traders, we'll get back to the video in just a moment, but I want to give you a gift for hanging out with me today. I want to give you my free trading strategy class and cheat sheet. This trading strategy class and cheat sheet will go through everything you need to know about applying a supply and demand strategy that I personally use to generate profits. But it's more than just a strategy. You're going to have some actionable steps to accelerate your growth with learning how shifting your focus can generate more profits and the steps to building a profitable strategy for yourself. Look, you don't have to spend a lot of time on this. It's about doing the right things in the right order. And it's free as my gift to you. So just go to norfolkfxtrader.system.io free strategy class sign up, or hit the link above now to get your free trading strategy class and cheat sheet. Now back to the video. Now it's a break of structure, but it's a change of character. So this whole area here in the market, let me just mark this out. This whole area here is your change of character. Now we're going to have a break of structure there as well, but like I said, it's going to show the change of character. So you have a break of structure to the upside with an instant reversal, break of structure to the downside. That shows your trend reversal. And once we see this trend reversal here in the market, you're going to identify we start having more break of structure to the downside. So this is now your break of structure to the downside, leaving me an area here of supply. We then do the same thing again. We pull back. We have another break of structure here to the downside, which then leaves me a new area here once again of supply. We continue to do this. You can see the market breaks down once again and leaves me this area of supply where price now currently sits. Once you understand that the breaker structure is going to show you that continuation of the trend, and that the change of character or that trend reversal, whichever you want to call it, will show you the market's going to make that full reversal in the trend. Now again, when we see the market get to this low, what we'll be looking for here is the market to show us that reversal. So we have another breaker structure here. And we can see we have a bounce off this area of demand, and then it's broken through and removed. And this one's removed as well. We then pull back. We don't actually break structure here. What we actually have here in the market is a manipulation. The market failed to break through this low to break that structure, reversed off this area of demand, holding, and then we had a nice buy to the upside. So now the market's come into this area of supply, we can look for the market to continue back down to remove this area of demand. So we don't have that change of character yet back to the upside. You could say this looks like a change of character, but it's actually showing you a manipulation. Where we had a breakthrough here shows you that change in character. We go back to the downside here. Now, what we actually see here is our breaker structure to the downside. Now, straight afterwards, the market comes back up, makes a high swing low. Okay, then you can see we failed to break out until we break this high, which is broken right here. We don't have a change of character. Hopefully you can understand this concept that we create this swing low from this swing high. We broke this structure here to the downside. We have a small breaker structure here as well. Now you could use this as a breaker structure. So we go closer in again. Let me just remove everything now off the chart. If we look closely, we can have a breaker structure of this swing high here. Now, if we use this as our break of structure here to the upside, we can then draw out our area of demand at this area. And it's this area of demand you'll be looking for your entry. You can see we come into this demand zone a few times and up the market goes. And we have a new trend. That is an internal break of structure, but this is our major swings here. We can identify this is our full break of structure here to the upside with a change of character. Now let's start looking for buys, but this is still a valid buy. It's still an internal smaller change of character here. This is your full swing to downside. This is a true change of character. You can still trade these. Not always going to give you a profitable trade compared to this type of movement. So that is how you can identify between the two, those areas of break structure when you're understanding them with that trend direction. And the change of character is going to reverse that trend. That's what the change of character shows you. Now, very often you can use a change of character on a lower time frame out of an area of demand or supply. That's something that I also class as a confirmation entry. And if you want to learn more on how you can use the supply and demand strategy with that type of lower time frame entry, then check out the free trading strategy class.